Good morning, students. I am Lavdeep Singh. Today I will teach English literature. And let's start with the second term syllabus. Let me start with the story, A Face in the Dark. This story is written by Ruskin Bond. Now let me tell you a little about the Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, an Indian author of British origin, is very productive writer whose works are very popular among the adults and the children. And in this story, Ruskin Bond relates a thrilling incident set among the hills around the Shimla. And in this story, one main character is Mr. Oliver. Mr. Oliver is the main character and he is school teacher. Once he is on his way back to school from the Shimla Bazaar late night, and on the way he meets a strange young boy sitting on the rock, and strange thing was that child was not having any face, no eyes, no ears, no mouth or nose, and he takes to his heels, means he ran away from that incident. So in this story, Ruskin Bond makes the skillful use of all the elements of the horror story, which contains fear, surprise, suspense, mystery, to explore the human's collective attraction with the dark. Now let me start with this story. Mr. Oliver, he was an Anglo-Indian. Anglo-Indian teacher. Now what is the meaning of Anglo-Indian? You know, Anglo-Indian means relating to British India, or you can say a person of English citizenship but living in India. So he was returning to school one late night from the outskirt. Outskirt means outer part of the hill station of the Shimla. From before Kipling's time. Now what is Kipling here? You must have listened this word earlier also. Kipling's time is relating to the English author Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard Kipling. So before Kipling's time, the school had been run on the English public school lines, and the boys who were studying here, they belonged to a very rich family, and their dress code was blazers, cabs, ties. So Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for these several years, and he was bachelor. He was unmarried. The Shimla Bazaar with its cinemas, restaurants was about 3 miles away from the school where he was teaching. And he usually strolled. Strolled means walked in a relaxed manner. Walked in a relaxed manner. Into the town in the evening time and returning after the dark, when he would take very shortcut way through the pine forest. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad and airy. Airy here it means frightening. So the trees made very sad and frightening sounds that kept most of the people's to the main road. Nobody was coming on that way. But Mr. Oliver was not nervous or imaginative man. He carried a torch with him, and its gleam means glow. Gleam means it's glow of the torch, your light you can see. The batteries were running down and moved fitfully down the narrow forest path. When he was moving that way, batteries were also running down. So when it's flickering you can say shining. Light fell on the figure of the boy who was sitting alone on the rock. Mr. Oliver stopped and he questioned that boy, okay, why you are sitting at this time at this place. Mr. Oliver sharply moved closer to that child to recognize, okay, who is this miscreant. Miscreant means a person who has done something wrong. So Mr. Oliver goes near to that child and asks, okay, what are you doing? Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. The boy appeared to be crying. His head hung down and he held his face in his hands and his body shook convulsively. Convulsively means suffering from paralysis. He was shivering, so we can say suffering from paralysis. It was strange and soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt very uneasy when he saw that boy in that condition. Well, what is the matter? He again asked, and he asked his anger giving way to concern. What are you crying for? The boy would not answer or look up toward Mr. Oliver. His body continued to be ragged. Ragged means folded. Still, you can say. Ragged. Folded. Here you can say still. With the silent sobbing. Sobbing means weeping. Sobbing means weeping. Continuously he was weeping. Come on, boy, you shouldn't be out here at this time. Tell me the trouble, look up. The boy looked up and he took his hands from his face, looked up at his teacher. The light from the Oliver's torch fell on the boy's face, and if you could call it a face. Why? Because that face was not having no eyes, no ears, no nose or mouth. It was just like the smooth head with a school cap on top of it. And that is where the story should end. But for Mr. Oliver, it did not end here. What did he do next? The torch fell from his trembling hand. He turned and scrambled. Scrambled means moved quickly. Scrambled means moved quickly from that part of the incident. Running blindly through the trees, calling for the help. He was still running toward the school building where he saw a lantern. Lantern means lamp. Swinging in the middle of the path. Watchman was holding that lamp. Mr. Oliver stumbled. Stumbled means misstepped. Misstepped. And up to the watchman and gasping. Gasping means breathing in a very fast way. What is Sahib? Watchman asked to Mr. Oliver, what happened? What is it, Sahib? Has there been any incident? Why are you running so fast? I saw something horrible, a boy weeping in the forest, and he had no face. No face, Sahib? No eyes? No nose, mouth, nothing? Do you mean it was like this? Now that watchman, he shows his face, that his face is just like my face? Asked the watchman and raised the lamp to see his face. The watchman has had no eyes, no ears, no features, not even an eyebrow. And that is when the wind blew and the lamp out. And here the story ends. Thanks.